Okay, so Business Insider finally published. The hit piece says it's been 8 months in the making on me. Not the normal hit piece, not the normal stuff about jokes we've made, videos we've made, things we've done at Barstool. This is far more serious allegations, portraying me, painting me really as a sexual deviant. Serious shit. So lawyers have been talking to me, boards, you should say this, you shouldn't say this, you should do that. Listen, I've ignored everything they said. I'm going to do what I always do. I'm just going to tell the truth. Shoot from the hip and tell exactly how I feel and where I'm at. No written statements, no pre-planned things. Just me being me, and it's worked for me for 20 years, and I'm going to tell the truth. Let's start with the fact I'm not surprised this article came out. I didn't know what would be in it, but for 8 months, I've had every single girl that I've been remotely associated with, girls I know, girls I've hooked up with, girls I don't know, girls who've posted TikToks of me, being like, hey, just heads up, there's a reporter digging around, basically asking about your sexual habits, like has he done anything like dirty with you? Does he try to get you to do this? All like making it sound like the story was already written, like they're trying to portray you a certain way. I have tons of girls who have documented that was their conversation with the reporter. Now, I still was like, as the months went by, maybe this will never come out, because I'm pretty confident in myself. I know I've never done anything weird with a girl, ever. Never anything remotely non-consensual. So I was hoping maybe she just couldn't find it. Became obvious she was going to continue to dig and dig and dig, whether it took 4 months, 8 months, 8 years to fulfill the narrative she had already decided upon before she even started this article. From day one, I don't know why she decided to do it. I know cancel culture has been coming for me for a decade. This is just the next iteration. But she knew what she wanted to write, and she was going to find the narrative to fit it from day one. Most importantly, let's get into the 2 allegations that are jarring. And if I read them not knowing me, I'd be like, this guy belongs behind bars, basically. The first allegation, basically, is a girl who came to my house in Nantucket last July, like a year and a half ago, and is saying that we had sex. It was so rough. She was screaming, crying, pain, stop. She recalls. And then like 2 days later, reached out to her friend and said she felt like a sex doll during sex. Based on that description of the story, I would have absolutely zero idea who we're talking about. However, it said July, and there was a passage that said she slept on my couch after we hooked up. That part, the couch part, and knowing when it was, there's only one girl that I could ever recall who slept on the couch and not with me after we had talked for a month and a half online, and I liked her. I thought she was very attractive, pretty, stunning, engaging girl, so that's why she came. But I do remember one girl sleeping on the couch, so I went, looked at her past DMs, and that part, there's a part that says she reached out, hey, pizza man, and I responded, hey, fly bitch. I would have never recognized that, a hey fly bitch. Like, I don't say that. She was wearing a hey fly bitch shirt or a fly bitch shirt when she first DM'd me, and that's how I responded. Whatever. So that's how I was able to figure out who the girl was, the couch part of it. I can say this unequivocally. At no point, she came, she flew, we did have pizza, hung out, hooked up. At no point during it, at no point was it not 100% consensual. At no point did she ask me to stop. At no point did either of us think something unseemly happened. There was no weirdness after. It was totally fine, normal interaction. Sexual, 100% consensual. My lawyer's like, don't, make these blanket statements. I'm telling you now, her version of events is not true on our hookup. Just not true. Neither of us were like, oh, you shouldn't be doing it. It was 100,000,000% consensual. What's going on in her brain? I have no idea. Her actions, outward, all 100% normal. Wasn't alarmed, never thought about it. Now, after we hooked up, we were hanging out more, and it just became one of those situations where we disagreed basically on everything from, is it raining or sunny out? It was just oil and vinegar. 2 people who did not get along, did not see the world the same way, and that is why she slept on the couch. I do believe, my recollection is she was still interested in hooking up, and I'm like, this just isn't working. Like, we don't get along. Flew back. I never talked to her again. I never knew she had any issue. It's the first I heard of it, and frankly, was stunned to read and hear about it. I am obviously not going to say her name. I don't want her harassed. If what she's telling that she didn't enjoy the experience is true, I had no idea, and that's horrible, and I never want to feel that way. But if there was a hidden camera in that room, and it wasn't a he said, she said, and someone saw the interaction, there would be absolutely nothing there. I promise you I've never lied. My lawyers have been like, don't even acknowledge that you know who this person is. Just anonymous is better because people can just throw it away. I don't do that. I know who the person is. And I'm telling you, that's how it went down. The reason I knew who it was not because of the description of the event, because it doesn't ring true at all. It's because she slept on the couch because we had a disagreement on life. Nothing to do with sex. Did prior, were we sending each other videos? Yes. Her to me to her? Yes. Were we sexting? Yes. Were we having normal conversations? Yes. I talked to her for a month and a half before she came. That's incident number one. Incident number two, I had no idea about, which is basically a girl came over in Nantucket. She DM'd me. She asked to come over. She came over. We hung out by the pool, started hooking up, had sex, and then it says she went home, got super depressed. She took a selfie with me, got super depressed when the selfie circulated, and 3 days later was in the hospital with depression. The mother of this girl apparently called the Nantucket cops. I have never, ever been contacted by any authorities, nobody, nothing, ever, never hints, whispers, nothing, because I've never done anything that's remotely, not consensual. I haven't. So this story, total news to me. The mother's saying there's parties in Nantucket. If you put like a police car, you'll see girls getting dropped off all the time. Totally false. I never have people at my house. Rarely. I hate people at my house. Gaz tries to have people I never want. I want to go to bed early. In regards to this girl, again, if she's depressed because she hooked up with me, that's awful. That is freaking awful. I feel terrible about it. I knew who it was because they're making these stories sound like they're all the time. No, when you tell a story, I know who it is because if there's any element of truth like this, I can put together. I'm not like out running like a madman. So I was able to go back. This girl in question, who supposedly was so depressed by her interactions with me that she ended up in the hospital. After we had sex in the afternoon, she went home. She DM'd me to come hang out with her at a bar at night. At a bar, by the way, is where she wanted to meet me the first time. So all this that's 21 plus. That's where she said, hey, I'm going to this bar, meet me here. To me, that's pretty black and white. That, again, it's such a strange area to be because it's a sensitive issue and these allegations are horrific. But they're saying she was so depressed by me, suicidal almost, but she was continually hitting me up to hang out. And it was the mother who found the DMs. Maybe she's a shit. I don't know. It's just, I'm telling you the truth. For 8 months, those are the two accusations, sexual nature, that were dug up against me. The first one, I'll never be able to prove my side of the story, ever. It's a he said, she said. I swear to God on my life, I'm telling the truth. The second one, at least I have something to back it up. I don't know what else to do. This reporter had an agenda from day one, from the second she picked up paper. Took her 8 months. I've been mostly single till recently for the past 5 years. Well known, target on my back. People fucking hate me, whether it's because I interviewed Trump or I go on Tucker Carlson. The woke cancel culture wants to cancel me. This is the next escalation. And they're like, oh, he wrote a rape joke in 2010, which I wouldn't do now. He made a video at a porn convention. He must be a rapist. And let's just dig up every rock. And I'm scared now. I'm scared because they're asking for more. It's like they're asking the internet, tell us bad stories about Dave Portnoy. Well, guess what? A lot of fucking people hate me. I guarantee this, they'll never be able to prove anything. Nothing, because nothing's ever happened. But I can't stop it. He said, she said. So yeah, it's fucking scary and it sucks. And it's sad that's the world we live in. This isn't a court of law where it's innocent until proven guilty. No charges ever have been filed. Probably won't unless I'm provoking right now. But there's no way to do it because I've never done anything. But with media and Business Insider, which doesn't give a fuck about destroying lives or who they're affecting right now or the reputation, it's guilty until proven innocent.